Good morning students. In this lecture we are going to do sum number 15 of retirement, which is given on page numbers 271 and 272. Let us see the sum first. E, F and G are partners. E, F and G are partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 4:3:3. E retires on 31/3/2017. Balance sheet of the firm on the date was as under. It is given to us: capital, general reserve, creditor, bills payable, goodwill, land and building, freehold asset, furniture, stock, debtors and cash. Then following terms of retirement were decided in partnership agreement and among the partners. So we will go through the condition that is adjustment, and we will tick mark the item of balance sheet accordingly. Goodwill of the firm is valued 7,000. It will be separately recorded. Then second, the value of land and building 7,000 and furniture 2,000 is decided. So near land and building and furniture we will be marking 2. Third one is stock is overvalued by 10%. Rupees 5,000 is to be paid to E immediately and balance is to be transferred to his loan account. So stock is overvalued by 10%. So we will be marking stock with 3. And regarding E's due, which is to be paid in cash and remaining is to be converted in loan, we will be giving separate effect. So no need to put any tick mark for that. Then F and G will bring necessary cash in equal proportion in such a manner that E is to be paid his dues fully and 2,000 remain as working capital, that is cash. Prepare profit and loss adjustment account, cash account, partners capital account and balance sheet. So friends, they have asked us to prepare profit and loss adjustment account, cash account, partners capital account and balance sheet. We know very well profit and loss adjustment account, that means it is a revaluation account. Other name of revaluation account is profit and loss adjustment account. So we will be making all all three accounts and the balance sheet. Now let us take liability side and record the item accordingly. The first item given at liability side, capital EFG 80,000, 8,000, 5,000 and 2,000. So friends, capital account, credit side, opening capital will be written, buy balance brought forward 8,000, 5,000 and 2,000. Next, general reserve. General reserve is given rupees 2,000 and the old ratio given to us is 4:3:3, which was given at the beginning of the sum. So 2,000 general reserve we will distribute in this ratio. When I distribute that in ratio, I get 800, 600 and 600. So here it is at the credit side of capital account, by general reserve account 800, 600 and 600. Next item. Next items are creditors 8,000, bills payable 2,000. Both the items without any adjustment, so directly we will be reporting at the liability side of balance sheet. So creditors and bills payable, they are not having any adjustment, so straight away in balance sheet liability side, creditor 8,000, bills payable 2,000. We have finished with the liability side. Now let us take asset side. The first item is given goodwill rupees 1,000. This is the old amount of goodwill and we know this is supposed to be written off among all the partners in their old ratio. So old ratio is 4:3:3. So capital account debit side to goodwill account 400, 300 and 300. Next item is land building 6,000 with the adjustment mark 2. So the second adjustment says value of land building rupees 7,000 is decided. Land building is given 6,000 and adjustment says its value is decided rupees 7,000. So there is an increase of rupees 1,000, which is one kind of profit, will be credited to revaluation account. First of all, asset side of balance sheet we will write 6,000 land building plus increase 1,000, so it has come to 7,000, and this increase 1,000 as it is a profit will be credited to revaluation account. So revaluation account credit side by land building rupees 1000. Okay. Next, freehold assets 3000. Freehold assets 3000. No change. There is no adjustment. So directly we will be writing asset side freehold asset 3000. Next item. Furniture rupees 3000. The marked adjustment is 2. So second adjustment says the value of furniture is rupees 2000 decided. So adjustment number 2 says that furniture's value is decided rupees 2000 and it is given to us 3000 in balance sheet. So there is a decrease of rupees 1000 in the value of furniture. It is a loss, will be debited to revaluation account. First of all, asset side of balance sheet, furniture 3000 minus decrease 1000, outer column 2000, and this decrease, as this is a loss, will be debited to revaluation account. So revaluation account debit side to furniture rupees 1000. Next is given stock with the 6600 and adjustment number 3 is marked. So third adjustment says stock is overvalued by 10%. That means they want to tell us the value of closing stock given in the books is 10% overvalued. Okay. So first of all we will see the calculation. Book, suppose its cost price is 100, then it is overvalued by 10%, that is plus 10, book value is 110. Book value of the stock is overvalued by 10%, that is value given in the stock of the stock is overvalued by 10%. That means suppose the original value is 10, it is overvalued by 10%, that is 10. Suppose the original price is 100 and it is overvalued by 10%, so 10 rupees 110. So when the 110 is the book value, its cost price is 100. 110, then 100. Now given value is 6600, then how much? So we will be finding cost price 6600 into 100 divided by 110. So 6600 into 100 divided by 110 comes to 6000. That means the real value of stock which is to be recorded is 6000 and given value is 6600. That means there is a reduction of rupees 600. So here it is stock 6600 minus decrease 600, outer column 6000, and this 600 being lost will be debited to revaluation account. So here it is to stock 600. Next item, data 7000 and cash balance rupees 400. So friends, data 7000, there is no change, no adjustment, so straight away will be recorded at the asset side of balance sheet. So here it is data rupees 7000. Now let us talk about the cash balance, which is given rupees 400. This is the opening balance of cash. So cash account debit side to balance brought down 400. Okay. Next. So we have already finished with the balance sheet. Now we will take the adjustments whose effects are not given yet. The first adjustment, goodwill of the firm is valued rupees 7000. Friends, we have gone through entire sum and we had just found the old ratio given to us, which is 4:3:3. Nothing else is given. In that case, when nothing is given about the new ratio or gain share or gain ratio, in that case we will consider that, we will assume that the old part, the continuing partner are continuing with their old ratio between them. Here EFG are partners, their ratio is 4:3:3. E retires, so F and G will continue in 3:3. That is what 1:1. So their old ratio between them, if we talk about F and G, their old ratio was equal 3:3. That is 1:1. New ratio will also be same, and the same will be gain ratio. Okay, so they are going to gain his share. Whose share? E's share in the proportion of, in the ratio of 1:1. In the same ratio they will be paying goodwill to the retiring partner, that is E. Now let us talk about the goodwill of E. Firm's goodwill is given 7000. E's share in goodwill 7,000 into 4 upon 10. E's share was 4 upon 10. 4 upon 10. So 7,000 into 4 upon 10 comes 2,800. Now 2,800 goodwill, total amount of goodwill to be paid to E, and that will be paid by F and G in their gain ratio, which is equal. So gain ratio equal, F and G 1,400 and 1,400. F will be paying 1,400, G will be paying 1,400, and E will be receiving. So our entry will be F's capital account debit, G's capital account debit to E's capital account, F's capital account debit 1,400, G's capital account debit 1,400 to E's capital account 2,800. So this will be the entry, journal entry for goodwill. Let us do the posting of the same. So here E's account is to be credited by 2,800, 1,400 and 1,400. When I write 1,400 F's capital account, another 1,400 G's capital account. Okay. Now, and at the debit side of F capital 1,400, G's capital 1,400, and in particular column we will write to E's capital account. So this is all about goodwill. Next adjustment. Second adjustment says the value of land building 7,000 and furniture 2,000 is decided. We have finished this adjustment already. Third adjustment, stock is valued by 10%. Stock is overvalued by 10%. That is also done. Next, in the continuation of that, rupees 5,000 is to be paid E immediately, and balance is to be transferred to his loan account. Now friends, here they have told us to deal with the column of that capital of E. Right. So before doing any such thing, what we need to do, we need to close our revaluation account and we need to transfer profit or loss on that. So here it is revaluation account. Debit side there are two items, 1,000 and 600. Credit side there is only one item, 1,000. So debit side total comes 1,600, and credit side when I deduct the amount we get difference of rupees 600, which is a loss on revaluation, which will be distributed among all three partners in their old ratio, which is 4:3:3. So when I distribute rupees 600 in the proportion of 4:3:3, I get 240, 180 and 180. This is the loss on revaluation, will be debited to partners capital account. So here it is to revaluation account 240, 180 and 180. Okay friends. This was all about the closing of revaluation account. Now we will be following our adjustment number 3. Adjustment number 3 says that E is to be paid rupees 5,000 in cash and remaining amount is to be converted in his loan. So we will be dealing with the E's column. E's column, when I first of all I have to pay rupees 5,000 in cash. So in E's column, debit side to cash account 5,000 I have written. And the another effect of this will be at the credit side of cash account 5,000 by E's capital. This is what payment is made to E, right? E's capital account debit to cash account. Okay. Now we will be making total of E. When I make total of E's column, it is 11,600 at the debit side. Sorry, at the credit side, and debit side it is 5,640. 5,640 and credit side was 11,600. So when I deduct 5,640 from 11,600, I get 5,960. This is the balance amount of E's account which is to be converted in his loan. So here I write to E's loan 5,960. This is the missing amount we have calculated. Now 5,960 will be written at the liability side of balance sheet. So here it is E's loan account 5,960. Okay friends. Now finally we will see the last adjustment and we will finish with the sum. F and G will bring necessary cash in equal proportion in such a manner that E is to be paid in his dues fully and rupees 2,000 remain as working capital, that is cash. So friends, here some printing error is there. Actually we are not paying full amount to E. We are paying this rupees 5,000 to E in cash. So they want to tell us E and F and G will bring required amount to pay to E and to maintain a cash balance of rupees 2000. Okay friends, so here in cash account we will see already we have given 5000 to E and closing cash balance is to be maintained rupees 2000, right? So we need 7000 for the payment and we generally only have 400 rupees. So that means the difference amount, how much amount? 7000 minus 400, 6600 rupees, 6600 rupees will be brought by the continuing partner, that is F and G. In which proportion? So it is given to us in equal ratio they will bring. So equal ratio F and G. Equal ratio 6600 I will distribute 3300, 3300, that is 3300 and 3300 two partners capital account. Okay friends, so this way we will calculate how much amount and who will bring with how much amount we will calculate. Total amount they will bring 6600, they need to bring is equal in equal proportion, so 3300 each. Credit side of capital account we will be transferring this capital account credit side by cash account 3300, 3300. Moreover, this cash balance 2000 we have written here, closing balance will be carry forward to balance sheet. So balance sheet cash balance rupees 2000. So here our cash account gets over, total is tallied, we have found the missing value which is also transferred to their capital account, which is also recorded to their capital account. Now this is the time to close capital account and find the closing balance of their account. So when I find the closing balance of F, its total is 8900, credit side total is 8900 and debit side total is 1880, 1880. So when I deduct 1880 from 8900, I get 7020, which will be the closing balance of capital of F. Let us talk about G. G's total of credit side is 5900 and debit side total again 1880, 1880. When I deduct 1880 from 5900, I get 4020. So 4020 is the closing capital of G. So I will be writing here to balance carry forward 7020, 4020, and this is the closing balance of capital will be written in capital, means in balance sheet as a capital. So capital account 7020, 4020, 11,040. Okay. Now we have finished with the sum. This is the time to find total of balance sheet. When I make the total, I get 27,000 at both the sides. So this is how we have to solve sum number 15 of retirement. Friends, one thing I would like to tell you here. After this sum, we are going to do some theory and 4 sum 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. But all those things are excluded from the syllabus in this particular year. 2020-21. So that is just for your information. You need not to write in your books. Whatever I will continue from after this lecture, whatever I will teach you, whatever I will continue with, you don't need to write in your books and you don't need to prepare for the purpose of examination. This is only for your knowledge. Okay, it is excluded as per the guideline of board from this syllabus in this particular year only, 2020 and 21. Thank you.